Hi and welcome to the Study Legal English podcast. I am your host Louise, and today I'm very pleased to be joined by a very interesting guest. He is a Spanish lawyer who works in Barcelona as a senior associate within the corporate and M&A team of the law firm Roca Junyent, and he has got expertise in many corporate areas. He's been advising clients on cross-border transactions, foreign investments, corporate-related matters for many years. And as well as that, something very, very interesting is that he's recently been elected as the Vice-President of AIJA. And for those of you who don't know who AIJA are, AIJA is the only global international association of lawyers aged 45 and under. It's been running for over 50 years, and it's got members in around 90 countries around the world, approximately 4,000 members, and it provides fantastic opportunities for young lawyers, such as networking, events. So my guest today is Xavier Costa. So welcome, Xavier.
Hello, Luis. How are you?
Thank you. Yes, I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Very good.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. So let's go straight into the questions. So first of all, tell me a little bit about yourself, your work. How did you become a lawyer?
Well, how I became a lawyer? This is a hard question for many of us. I don't come from a family of lawyers. There's nothing related to that. It just caught my interest, the possibility of studying law many years ago when I had to choose. And I said, I'm going to try this, and I came to like it. And very soon in my studies, when I studied European law in that case, I said, well, what I really like about law is business, and I like international business. And, so from there I started developing my career a little bit. I did something which many Europeans do, which is an Erasmus program in Italy. From there, another one to the Netherlands. Then I did my LLM in Dublin, in Ireland. And then I began my career as a lawyer in Brussels, in Belgium, for a few years. And 10 years ago, I moved back to Barcelona, where I started working with Roca Junyent.
Fantastic. So lots of international experience.
A tiny bit, when you like something, you try to keep on doing it.
So did you specialise in international law, or did you learn the different legal areas in those countries? How did the Erasmus work exactly?
Well, it really depended. At the time I did it, it depended on the agreement that your university had with the foreign university. In my case, regrettably, I was not able to had to come back to Spain and do the exams still, but that gave me the freedom to study whatever I chose in those universities. And I went to two very good universities, Geneva University in Genoa, and then Utrecht University in the Netherlands. And those universities I could follow, for instance, the LLM of European law, which prepared me already for my LLM then in Ireland. And that was quite good.
And how did you get involved in AIJA?
Precisely a little bit what I just explained you, what I've been doing was going back to Barcelona. And obviously when I started working in Roca Junyent, naturally I was working in the international department, transborder deals. But I kind of missed this kind of international life, changing views with other lawyers from other jurisdictions. And then AIJA came here to hold an annual congress. I joined, and I just happened to me what happens to many people when they join and try one of our events. I fell in love for the association, the atmosphere, the networking opportunities. Luis, lawyers are, at the end of the day, are entrepreneurs per se. They have to develop also a commercial side, and they do have to attend networking events. This is no surprise to anyone. The thing is that sometimes these events are harsh. You go there, don't know much people, don't have much in common, don't know how to approach, but you still have to do it. Whereas in AIJA, it really provides you a unique atmosphere for networking that make people feel really welcome. People that have a flair for international relationships, that can get to know and understand colleagues from other jurisdictions. There is a lot in common with people going on AIJA. So we see people keep on coming also because it's productive from a business perspective also.
And when did you decide to run as Vice-President? How did that happen?
That happened because I really like this association. And the idea in the moment of my career I am now to dedicate myself to this association for a period of 2 years, because that's going to be presidency the year after. It's something that made me feel grateful and very excited. It's doing and following my bliss,
Yes,
doing what I want to do. It's an association that has been giving me a lot. So I'm really happy to give back to the association. I know this may sound odd for somebody that doesn't know the association, but at the end of the day, associations are made of people. And when I think of the association, I think of a lot of people. And I think the association is in a really good moment now. The previous presidents have done a great job. So I feel that it's the right moment to do it. Also had the support of, my family at home. I also had the support of my firm. And when I had these two things align, say, go for it.
Yes, very, very nice. Nice that you had a supportive atmosphere. And what does the role include? What do you do as the Vice President?
Basically, it's a representation role. We do have an association manager based in Brussels with the staff that help us in the organization of our events, coordination and everything. So that takes a lot of work out of our hands. Any association has to have a face. So what we do is to represent the association, basically the president, supported by the vice president and the immediate president. They attend all the events. So one of them has to be there. Usually the president, when not available, it's there. We do more than 20 events a year all over the world. Then you address the opening of the event. You thank the organizing committee. You meet with the local bar. And then the other role we do we develop a strategic alliance with other associations, like the International Bar Association, the Union International d'Avocats, the American Bar Association section of International Law, the CCCB, and all sorts, Inter-Pacific Bar Association. All of them are very good friends of us, which means that they invite us also to some of their more important events, and it is also the role of the president or the vice president to go there. Also, there are different moments. The association is alive. It's full of young people, age 45 and below. So there are a lot of ideas going on. And we have a board of directors that coordinates, takes the strategic decisions about where the association is going. So that's also part of the work. And we meet 3-4 times a year, at least officially and unofficially even more so.
A lot of travel then.
A lot of travel, yeah. It's definitely a lot of travel.
Yes, yes.
But honestly speaking, nowadays, at least for young lawyers, with all the means we have behind us, it's quite easy to combine work and travel.
Yes, yes.
The important thing is when you do that is that if you like it, in my case, it's really a bit, it's maybe strong words, but I'm passionate by this association. So I don't feel the burden. I'm really enjoying it and trying to do my best for it.
Yes, yeah. Fantastic. Great. And why is AIJA an important organisation? You've spoken a little bit about that you hold events and you talked about networking and, of course, the travel. What other aspects are important, or can you expand on that? What are the benefits for members?
To me, it's very easy. Law, it's rather local, meaning the general principles of law, little by little, they're more unified, harmonization, it's in place, of course. But at the end of the day, the law that it's enforced to us as citizens or to our companies and our clients, it's dictated and enforced by a local entity. But the business of our clients and our companies is global. So it is kind of a contradiction that we have local law with global business. Therefore, I believe that any relatively young lawyer living in the 21st century either has the right connections and networks in other jurisdictions or cannot provide a proper service to the client. Because, first of all, you have to know a little bit what's going on around other jurisdictions nearby yours. But also you have to have those contacts so that when your client is moving to Singapore for something, you can refer to him to somebody who you personally know, you've been working, you've been seeing, and that's what our association provides. As the scientific part of our events is organized by the members, members are able to work together to prepare a panel, to prepare a session about someone. They get to know each other. Then at the personal level, more or less, all of them are at the same level of the career. They have a lot in common. So they get to know each other. And these relationships work marvelously. They work so well. And I've seen it by experience of many of our clients. Recently, we had an assignment that involved the 38 jurisdictions that our client had. On that, I could refer to many of my AIJA colleagues / friends. And it worked so well. The satisfaction of the client was so high, even in some cases that the client had to travel to certain jurisdiction. The fact that the lawyer that welcomes him at the airport, has the meeting with him, is a close colleague, also friend of you, and that is trust, and you know that the person is reliable. I mean, this is what distinguishes you from many competitors. And many of our members, they see this as a inbound and outbound, really an association that really works very well.
So I've seen that AIJA holds many events throughout the year. Some of them are specifically seminars on a particular topic, maybe for the corporate section of your members. And then you have the other type of events which involve all of the members, such as the annual conference and the half-yearly conference. Can you tell me a little bit more about what happens at those events?
Absolutely. Our regular events are called seminars, and usually they are led by one commission or two commissions or three commissions leading up. Commissions are just the specialties of law that our members, they over the years have created, like those specialists in real estate, in corporate M&A, in antitrust. They have each one of them a commission. We have a lot of commissions. So all of them, they organize 1-2 events per year. But then there are 2 times a year, which is our May conference, our annual Congress, also, which is always at the end of August, where all the commissions meet. And this is very important because these are largely attend events. I mean, largely 1,000 people you can get in the annual Congress, around 400 in a May conference. And it's a really good opportunity to meet colleagues from other jurisdictions, which necessarily then need to work on your very same specialty. And because I'm a corporate M&A lawyer, but sometimes I'm in need for a real estate lawyer or a transport law lawyer in Hong Kong, and what do I do if I don't know them? So these events are really important. And there's also a good opportunity for us to get to know each other better, understanding between the different jurisdictions. People there are really open-minded, and it's a really great event. And
are there talks and things like that?
Absolutely. I mean, for instance, our annual Congress, last one, had a single topic, which is artificial intelligence. And from that we had experts, which usually in our panels we have external speakers. Many times they are either clients of some of our members, or sometimes university professors, sometimes keynote speakers, not necessarily lawyers. Then you had some senior members with a lot of experience organizing panels and speaking in public, and some young members also to get the opportunity to talk. And what we tried to do recently is in our main events, we find a common topic, and then all the commissions work related to the common topic. This has proved to work very well. We had this in Tokyo, in Brussels, which is going to be our next annual Congress next August. It's going to be in globalization, whether globalization is going to more or less, with certain movements we see now. And then the year after, because we really plan advance, which is going to be in Rome, that's we're talking already 2019, then it's going to be sustainability. These kind of common topics, then each commission works together with other commissions to create the different sessions that are the interest of our members. And then combined with the scientific program, you get a social program, which is organized by the local lawyers or the organizing committee. And I have to say that every event is beating the other on of an effort that people put. And this is also very important because it creates this atmosphere, these moments where people really feel spoiled by their colleagues in other parts of the world. And these moments that people open, feel spoiled, is when you get to know the others, when you make the real networking, where you really get to know each one. And this is the key of our association also. Great scientific program with a very well-prepared social program also.
Fantastic. Can you give an example of from the last conference in Girona?
Yeah.
What were some of the highlights of that event?
I will say that for most people, one evening we had dinner in Mas Marroc, which is arranged by the German Roca that used to have the best restaurant in the world.
Wow.
So we had an amazing dinner there. We were 200 people that night there with a beautiful reception cocktail, amazing food. For many people who were saying, this is the best food I ever had. And having that when you're 200 of you, it's kind of difficult, but it works so well. But it happens with many, many other things we do in our events that our members make the extra mile. There is also a very nice thing that we have usually during the conference and the Congress, which is called the home hospitality, which basically you get local lawyers, not necessarily AIJA members, local lawyers, that welcome home an evening 3, 4, 5 lawyers for dinner.
Oh.
So you get to know the local lawyers, how they live, how their homes are, what are their cultures, and from that, great friendships are born sometimes.
Yeah, a very nice cultural exchange.
Absolutely. I mean, and the people that keep on coming in our association had the opportunity to have a home hospitality in Chicago, in Buenos Aires, in Tokyo, then in Brussels, in Zurich, and they're all special. Usually the members that come, they bring a small present or token for the local lawyer, and then they talk about law, they talk about life, they talk about different jurisdictions, they talk about politics, so it's always very, very interesting.
Yes, yeah, great. That's a really, really nice initiative to have. Is there any recent news or any, aside from the events, are there projects or things that run alongside these events?
For the association itself, really, lately the association is always growing. We have a lot of young people. Our biggest challenge, because we've been identifying challenge, we were trying to be, as we call ourselves, a young association, even though the average age of our members is between 35 and 45.
Still young
for lawyers. Exactly. At least for international lawyers, this is still young. There are a lot of ideas going on always. A lot of ideas. And the association is bettering and bettering the way we do the seminars. Our biggest challenge, that's what we have identified, is that we have a hard time because we have an age limit, okay, which is 45. When you're 45, you may still, and some members do it, keep on coming and visiting us and attending our events, but not anymore you can be a speaker, not anymore you can be an officer of one of the commissions, so you are limited in terms of involvement. And still so, our members don't want to leave. So our biggest challenge is that our members, when they turn 45, sometimes they don't want to leave. Because when you join AIJA, you think International Association of Young Lawyers. But soon after joining, you realize this is not anymore about young lawyers. This is the best association that is for international lawyers. So you don't want to leave. So what we're doing now, it's bounding even more with other associations where our members go after us, to IBA, to International Advocata. I don't want to repeat them all, Interpacific Bar Associations, all of them. We strengthen the relationships and we start a project of cooperating with them where we organize an AIJA panel with AIJA speakers in their events. They also come to our events, and we want to build this so our members get to know which associations they may continue when they reach 45 after AIJA.
That's a great idea to sort of exchange, to give your members a taste for the other organisations.
Absolutely, absolutely, and we're very happy to do so. I'm not afraid that our members try other associations because we are absolutely convinced that no association can beat us on that. So, and that's basically what we're doing at the moment.
Yes, well, it's a good sign if your members don't want to leave.
Exactly.
Very good. And talking about legal English is, I presume that at many of these conferences they're held in English. Is that correct? Yeah.
Yeah, I will say we have two official languages, which are English and French. This is, I'm not going to be polemic here, this is a global thing, and it's highly admitted the business language has become English. So I will say that a great part, if not all, of our seminars are conducted in English. This does not mean that other languages are not spoken. Of course, when you have such an international crowd, you're going to find easily a Polish and a Spanish person speaking in Italian. That happens. And all sorts of language mixes they take on during the Congress. French is still a very important language, but most of it is English. What happens with English is a little bit what happens with Italian food, that everybody likes it so much that we all spoil it. So the kind of English we speak, our members, they give a lot of importance to it, of course. And there is a sense for all of us who are not native speakers, the need of keep on improving it for the rest of your life. With English, is never enough.
But it's nice that, you know, other languages are spoken, so that if people, if there are listeners out there who you know, are interested in joining AIJA and who maybe are not so confident with their English, but they speak other languages as well, that it's an opportunity to go to speak, to improve your English, but also other languages. So to not be afraid of that when you're networking, because I know, myself speaking a couple of other languages not very well, how daunting and scary it can be when you know, have to go and not only go and meet new people, but then also speak another language. So great that it's very open.
On that, Luisa, I'm really happy you bring that point, because a former president of AIJA told me once, he's totally right, AIJA betters people. And why it betters people? Because it provides them with opportunities. A member that wants to be active is suddenly active. And the atmosphere is so welcoming. Sometimes we don't seem lawyers, tell you.
That's a good sign.
Don't want to say that, but how friendly people are, great professionals that we have. A former president of AIJA told me once, really powerful, he's totally right, AIJA atmosphere, it's really nice. And when I told you that we have this, because it's usually that we try to strike a balance between the member that wants to be active is suddenly active, what we call seasoned, and the atmosphere is so welcoming. Sometimes we don't see lawyers, and then speaker, it means that
that's a good sign.
Many of us don't want to say that, but 2 years ago, friendly people are great professionals that we have, national great partners for the very first really time, powerful law firms, and if you're in the atmosphere, it's really nice. And it doesn't go that way, nothing happens. It's really an opportunity to grow and develop yourself, to promote yourself, to gain visibility, and to get confident with English. And as you see, many people from other jurisdictions jumping and doing it, then finally you're there to do it, and you are just one more. And that then you see people that when they enter our association, they may be very nervous the first time, and after 2-3 years, they're just brilliant, you know, in terms of confidence at least.
Yes, yeah. And what about the future of AIJA? What do you think? You mentioned about this as one of the challenges at the moment is when people hit 45, where do they go? What other aspects are there? What do you see happening in the future, maybe when you know, in your role as well as the vice president and then moving on to become president? Well,
the main thing is going to be keeping a close eye, we're already doing, on where we want to go in terms of size, in terms of jurisdictions. We have a very strong presence in Europe. We are very good in Asia, but we need to grow even more there. We have a lot of Latin American. The US still has to grow more. This is a very key thing. The other aspect is we have to provide our members those topics that help them not only to gain a scientific knowledge about a specific real estate or banking legislation, but also about the future of the profession, some leadership. We're providing our members many times some coaching about leadership and running a law firm, building your career. Many of them, our members, are young partners or their partners to be. So we have to follow up those topics that they also help them grow together with the scientific one in their personal development of their career. And then also the future of the profession. I mean, it's not a coincidence that we focus on artificial intelligence, because we decided, well, this is just the hottest topic for our profession and many professions. And as young lawyers, we have to see the good aspects of it, and we have to make a congress and make our members aware of all the positive things that is going to have, because we always say that excellent lawyers should not be afraid of machines. They should use them. So this is basically the approach that we try to take on things. That's why we are now moving to globalization, afterwards to sustainability, and we're really going to keep a close eye on what's happening in the legal profession so that to be connected with the members. This, as I say, that is not difficult because we have really bright members, very active. So the array of proposals, suggestions that we have, a number of events, allow us to try a lot of things. And when something works, we just go for it.
Very good. And what do you hope for in the future, maybe for your work, for your career, or as you're in your role as the Vice President?
Well, the Vice President takes 12 months, which was from last September until next August. And this is a preparatory time. I'm learning from the current president, the immediate president, and I'm going to give my best to do my very best as president of the association. I really hope that I'm able to represent the members as they deserve. This is a great association. We have great lawyers, so there is a lot of responsibility to do very well in those tasks. And I'm just going to give my best. This is my immediate future. For the rest, we will see. Certainly, when I finish the year after the presidency and the immediate president, I'll still be a lot linked to this association and to other associations. And I see my career as a lawyer. I like a lot my profession, so I'm going to keep continuing on this, certainly related to international law. And time will say.
Fantastic. Brilliant. That brings us to the end of the interview. So thank you so much for coming on the show. And for listeners who would like to find out more about AIJA, you can go to the website, which is www.aija.org. That's AIJA.org. And of course, if you're interested in finding out more about Study Legal English, you can go to the website www.studylegalenglish.com. So thanks for listening and see you next time.